My name's Brandon Hart. I'm 42 years old and I'm seeking my master's degree in new media journalism. My journey started April 2010 when at the age of 38 I suffered a stroke. In a matter of minutes I went from being a tree climber and a high risk removal specialist to needing a walker for the next year. I didn't drive for almost 2 years. I went through a year of both physical and occupational therapy. A few months after this, while sitting on the couch, it hit me like a ton of bricks. After repeatedly having to tell my kids I couldn't go outside and play, and to have them not understand it really hit something hard. The look on my daughter's face made me reevaluate my life. Since I could no longer do construction or tree work, I decided to go to school. I started at Full Sail January 2011 in the Game Design Bachelor's program. I graduated December 2014. Having completed that program, and even though I love making games, I've always loved to read and write. I feel calm and relaxed, like the world has gone away and I can lose myself in a book for hours. Growing up, I read whatever I could get my hands on. Didn't matter if it was a book or a newspaper, magazine, or whatever I could get. I also love to write. I've written poems throughout the years and started several books that I have yet to finish. When I saw the new media journalism course, something in me stirred. I did some research and found a woman that decided to get her degree in the same subject while her husband was in school, and now she gets paid to write a blog. Something in me said this is what I want to do. If I can find a career writing books, articles, blogs, whatever, I feel that I would actually be happy getting up and going to work every day. I enjoy the satisfaction of a completed remodel once we finish a job, but getting to that point is no longer enjoyable to me. Reflecting upon the key insights. Avoiding the false path. Throughout my life, I've had a number of jobs including construction, landscape, office, and military. Although all of these have started out giving me satisfaction, the satisfaction never lasted long and I started to lose focus. This is the point where I would start searching for something new and exciting. In the end, each of these has been a false path for me. Sometimes I learn this quickly and change paths, but other times it took a while. The longer it takes, the harder it is to see that you're on a false path and make that change. Letting go of the past. For the longest time I dwelled on the past. It took me a long time to understand that the past was something to learn from, but not dwell on. Everything that's been good or bad in my life has led me astray many times. I would look at something that went wrong, and then I would choose another false path and attempt to fix it, ultimately making the same mistakes over and over. It took a medical event in my life for me to learn to forget the past and look to the future. After making this change, my life has gotten much easier and I find much more happiness in life now. Instead of looking back, I now have more time to enjoy the little things in life, like my family and friends. It also has allowed me time to understand that I seem to be the happiest when I'm writing and reading. Finding your way back. Like so many people in the world, I love to learn, but I have always found school and the standard way of teaching to be very boring, and so I skipped a lot of high school. This led to lower grades and barely getting by. After high school, I joined the Navy as an aviation boatswain's mate, launching aircraft from the flight deck of a carrier. I loved the job, loved all the learning that it came with it, but it quickly became mundane and boring. I got out as soon as I could and worked in construction. Looking back now, this is when I started writing poetry and even started a few novels that I have yet to complete. I've spent too much time doing the wrong things and not enough following my heart. Something I've learned later in life is that if you don't follow your heart, you'll be lost. If you're not happy when you get up to go to work, then the career is probably not right for you. Throughout my life, I've fought everyone that has said you can't do this or you need to take whatever job you can, when you can. This has kept me from a lot in life that money can buy, but it has also led to more happiness than most. I've resisted the urge to be like my neighbor and run up credit card bills and live beyond my means. Have I felt left out? Absolutely. At times. At others, though, I've not felt the burden of having to work in a job that I took for the sake of paying those bills. After suffering my stroke at 38, I took a really hard look at my life. What I had, what I didn't have, and what I wanted to have, and started to take inventory of what I did not want to lose. The top of that list was my family, and that statement alone forced some major changes within me. Starting with learning to do many things over. Throughout this process, I've had one goal in mind, and that was finding a career that makes me happy. I graduated with my bachelor's in game design, and that's great. I'd love to have a long, fulfilling career making video games. I could be happy doing that for the rest of my life. But there was still a nagging feeling in the back of my head that there was something I was still missing. I started looking around and ultimately came to the conclusion that if I could find a career in writing, I would be even happier. Who knows, I may end up writing for video games. I could also end up making video games for the rest of my life and writing on the side. The future is never set in stone. I would love to become a writer. More than anything else, I would love to write every day and get paid for it. My personal favorite is R.A. Salvatore and the Dark Elf that he brought to life. I've read almost every book that he has written, and if I haven't yet, they are on my list to read. I would ultimately love to write sci-fi books, but I would still be very happy writing a blog daily or news events. Whenever I write or even read, I lose myself in the words, and I transform my world into whatever the words describe and actually see myself in the shoes of the characters. And that's the most rewarding thing that I feel I can do. And to be able to transform someone else's world for them is my ultimate goal. My 2 goals for this month is to connect with more people that love to write. Through connecting with others, I feel I can further my writing style and learn more about what it takes to be a successful writer. And 2, to complete some of the notes on one of the books that I started a few years ago. I want to at least get all the notes fleshed out so that I can, in the near future, can continue and possibly complete the work. Thank you.